Good morning children. Welcome to our English class. Today we are going to look into our reading B part from our first unit. Okay. So reading B, we have a poem and it is interlinked with our previous session, which is the A reading part. And what did we learn in the A reading part? Apart from vocabulary and grammar, we had so much about invention and about a scientist who is C.V. Raman, and in the listening unit you learned about um, Thomas Alva Edison. So it is about science and inventions and the people who invented science. Okay. Now today we are going to look into a poem called It's Change. It's Change. Okay. Now here we have two characters, and one is the mother and the other one is the daughter. Mother and daughter. Okay, two characters. Now let's see. The daughter, the girl, a small girl, she's talking to her mother in this poem, and let's see what she's saying and try to understand. Okay. Now, Mom, I don't want to go to school today cause I fear out our world is in decay. So let's try to understand the first two lines first. Okay. Mom, she's calling out her mother, and saying, Mom, I don't want to go to school today. She doesn't want to go to school. Cause means, here they wrote it in this way. Cause, which means because. Okay. Now, cause I fear our world is in decay. So she has a fear that the world is in decay. Decay means, what is decaying? Decaying is usually rottening or spoiling. So this girl feels that the world out is in decay, is spoiling out, and it is not good, and she's afraid of it. And so she doesn't want to go to school. I feel my teachers are part of the plot. So she says that her teachers are also part of the plot. What is a plot? Plot means a secret plan. See, um, exactly in Telugu, the word is called Pannagam. Pannagam Panneru antar kada. So plot means some plan to do something bad. Okay. Now, secret plan, that is what is given, I guess. I feel my teachers are part of the plan. I am the only one who sees through the rot. So she says that teachers are also in this plan because they're trying to spoil the world. They're decaying the world, and I'm the only one who can see through this. And she thinks, the girl thinks, that she's the only one who can see, yes, there is a plan and they're decaying the world. Okay. Now, scientists are cloning pigs and sheep, saying it's change a quantum leap. So she's still saying, talking to her mother, saying that scientists are cloning pigs and sheep. So cloning, I think you might have all heard about it, no? In our lessons, in our science lessons somewhere. It is genetically, cloning means nothing but a technique used to reproduce uh, the same genes. This 100% genes replica. Creating a replica means, if they want to clone me, they can have same person like me here with everything ditto, without any changes in my voice, in my physique, in my appearance, in my pupil, the color of my pupil, color of my hair, everything comes as same as it is. So that is cloning. And actually the first cloned animal was sheep. And what's the name of the sheep? We had it in our science textbooks. I don't know if you had it in your 7th standard or not, but it's Dolly. The sheep name is Dolly. The lamb, you should say. So that was the first cloned animal. So now this girl says here that scientists have been cloning pigs and sheep. They are doing lot of experiments. and they are saying it is change. They're trying to do some change, and that's called a quantum leap. Quantum is nothing but the related to physics. No, the change is nothing but over the period of time change happens, and that is called a quantum leap. Geologists are finding cracks in our earth, saying its change, predicting its birth. Now, geologists, we already studied, came across this word, no? Geologists means those who study about earth and rocks underneath and all those things. So, geologists are finding cracks. Cracks means earth has cracks, right? Because whenever in the revolution of the earth, what it does, there are some shifts in the layers of the earth. That is why we get earthquakes sometimes. So, and earth has cracks, and saying it's change, and the scientists are saying it is a change. It is a change that we have to accept, and they are saying what the geologists do, they study about it, and they are saying that it's predicting its birth. So it is prediction. Prediction means telling the future. Now here we are not talking about the future. Here we are observing and getting some data, saying that predicting means, see, this is like studying the past in the future, right? Studying of finding about dinosaurs. Dinosaurs lived long back, that is a belief by the scientists. So, some millions and millions of years ago. So, if dinosaurs existed, then now we are trying to study about it. We are studying the past in the future or in the present tense now. Because our future generations will be studying, and in the present also, we all are trying to study. Not exactly we, but scientists are studying, um, doing lot of research on how dinosaurs existed and all those things, right? So here what it means is we are studying about the past, in the future and in the present. Now here he says predicting its birth. Predicting means generally predict the future. Predict the future means somebody who can really guess and say, predict చేస్తారు, but it does not exactly have to happen. So here geologists are also predicting how its birth might have happened. How earth formed, we don't know. We believe it is a lump of mass, and that have and all the gases in the atmosphere have helped it to form into a planet. So they are trying to predict its future. Geologists are trying to predict its future, its birth. Archaeologists are digging up fossils and bones, saying it's change, time for clones. So archaeologists, what do? They read and they study about the old buildings, the traditional constructions, and those are did long back ago. Now, and archaeology is not only about buildings and all, something about the study of the past, the culture, the buildings, the constructions, the animals, everything comes under archaeology. Generally, anthropology is also a department where they study about the fossils and all those things. Now let's see. Archaeologists are digging up fossils and bones. Now these archaeologists are digging up fossils. Fossils means dead animals, and bones that we find in the earth and all those things, no? And bones, remains of dead animals and plants. Saying it's change, time for clones. Time for clones means what? So whatever it is doing here, we are talking about different kinds of science departments, science or social or whatever it is, different scientists. And what they are doing, they are working on their own way, in their own departments. And they are saying it's change. Come on, let's accept it. Change has come over. That is true, right? We are accepting something. Our grandparents did not, some of our grandparents might not have electricity when they were children. My grandparents did not have electricity, it seems, when they were very small. They did not have electricity until they grew up. So there was no electricity, and then this invention came out, and we had electricity, we had bulbs in the houses. Until then, they were under these oil lamps, no? So it is a change, and it has been accepted. Even when I was little, we did not have cell phones then. Cell phone was not even invented by then. We had landlines, but we never had cell phones. Uh, After I grew up a little, then this big model, this big, the first cell phone was about this big and this thick, so thick. So the invention of cell phone became then, and everybody adopted to it. And later on, how many models of cell phones came? Now they are very sleek, right? So change has been occurring in our daily life, and it's like we have to accept it. So this girl is worried about the changes. See, these scientists are doing that, though archaeologists are doing that, biologists are doing that. So she's worried about all those changes that are the scientists bringing up, and she was worried that the world would decay. The earth would decay means earth is being ruined. To be honest, it is also one of the factor to be considered, right? Because when they're digging the earth and for archaeological works, the earth is still damaged. People are using rockets, and to me personally, I think that is like jamming. We already have a lot of traffic jam here, and now sending lots of satellites and rockets into the orbits, then there will be also traffic jam one day, isn't it? Might be, who knows? No, because there are a lot of, not our country, every country on the earth, most highly developed and countries are sending lots of satellites for their own good, for military purposes, for communication purposes, and all those things. We because the technology has developed so much that we are doing something new every day. Every day, somewhere in the world, some new invention, some new discovery is happening, right? And that we are using it in our daily life. In the part of the inventions and in the part of discoveries, there is some damage going on to the natural world. When people did not have education, I'm talking about the early man. When people did not have education, so much sophisticatedness, and they did not have, like all the technology in their hand, all their aim was to hunt, eat, and live their lives happily. That's it. They did not have mosquito bats, they did not have nets to cover them, they did not have proper clothes to wear. But the earth was very pure then. It was in its natural form, it was in its original form. There were no houses, there is no construction, there is no pollution. Nothing was there at that time. And early men lived about few hundreds of years of ages. There are proofs to prove that early men or the Neanderthals. The early men are called Neanderthals. So, or Homo sapien. Homo sapien sapien is us. So the era before us was Neanderthal, I guess. So Neanderthals and Homo sapiens, they lived for about 100 years, 100 and more than 100 years. There is proof that from the fossils that one of the early men lived about more than 300 years. So why? Because there was not much to ruin the naturality of the earth. There were proper trees grown. They did not know how to cultivate, but still they ate whatever was available on the earth at that time. So I believe in the run of the earth and the time, what happened? The human brain developed in each era, and then what happened? We brought lots of changes, roads, constructions, everything. We are changing from the nature, we are taking out from the nature, and we are doing it in our own style, right? And that caused us ozone depletion. And what? Ozone depletion was the first thing because of the pollution. We are sending rockets, we are sending aeroplanes, and we are uh, pushing out so much carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide into the into the air, and see that is the reason we get acid rains. So there is so much going on just by the human brain. We are so-called scientists inventing. Discovery is something that already exists. So invention is something for our good, our own use, for our own facilities. We are inventing things to make our lives easier. So this is all happening, and the earth is obviously the we are changing the natural form of the earth into our style. We are trying to make the earth or change it into our own style, you know. Usually what we do, if we buy a dress, if it does not fit to us, what we do, if it is a smaller size, we go and buy a bigger size. If it is a bigger size, we tend to alter it to our size. We are changing the dress to our style. But we are not changing, you know, if the dress is loose or a big size, we are not trying to become a little chubby or a fat person. If the dress is a big small size or a little tight, we are not getting skinny and trying to fit in it, right? We are changing everything to our own style. So in the same way, we are trying to change the massive planet earth in for our good, for our own uses. And obviously we are ruining the naturality of the earth. The fresh air that used to be there is no longer there. The fresh sky, the beautiful sky, and the rains, proper regular rains, everything changed just because of our inventions, of our changes. Now this is the same thing that girl is feeling, and she's expressing to her mother. Because where do we learn all these things? Imagine if I never went to school. I never went to school. I'm an illiterate and I have no education. I've never even gone to first, second, third classes. So I will not know alphabets. All I would know is how to speak in my mother tongue. That will be the first thing and would be the last thing as well. And I might know a little bit maths because I might use it in daily work, but not like literally writing them. I might not know what is division. I don't know what is multiplication. I will not know any of these things, and I will definitely not know who invented bulb, who invented telephone, who invented TV. I will definitely not know. I might have the facility, I might use it, but I will not know anything about anything. So I will be the least worried person. I won't have any worry, no. But this girl is going to school, and what do you do in school? You learn about things. You learn about history. You learn about past. You learn about future. You are learning about the present. So everything that has happened, that is going on, and that will might happen in the future. We are predicting everything, no? We are predicting the weather. They will tell for a week. They'll predict the weather for a week, right? Because of the technology in hand, what they'll say, in the next 24 hours you will have rains. Next 24 hours, I don't know what will happen in the next very minute. How can we say about the next 24 hours? So we have created so much technology that we can even predict the near future. Might not be for years, but for near future. See, when corona was so it attacked all the people in the world, they said, they made a lot of studies, research on it. Immediately the scientists started to work on it, no? And what they said that this might come again after 10 years. There were studies who that can prove that this might come after 10 years. We don't know for sure. If I live for another 10 years, then maybe I will see if it coming or not. But see how scientists, I mean the brains of these people, the human mind has developed so much that they predict the future, they dig into the past and they find out everything, and then everything, and they do a lot of inventions in the present for our own situation and our own facilities. So this girl is so much worried about how all these scientists are doing lots of inventions and the changes they are bringing into the world. Now, because she's going into school, she's learning and she's scared about it. She was so scared that the earth is going to decay, the world is going to, ruin, very, it is going to rot. Rot means, the exact meaning for rot or rotten is kullipodu, but she doesn't mean it like fruits and vegetables rot. But earth rotting means, in the context, that means it is being spoiled, does not mean like really rottening. Okay, now so she says, yes, scientists are causing me great concern, giving us kids too much to learn. Now her main concern is something related to you. Her main concern is, she says that scientists are causing me great concern. They're causing me very great concern means I'm thinking about it so much, because giving us kids too much to learn, that is the problem. So what's the problem is, because every day scientists are inventing and developing something, and it comes into our textbooks because we have to know about it, and she has to learn about it, right? Now we learned about Sir C.V. Raman, what he did, and we learned about Sir Thomas Alva Edison, and if you go to biology, we learn about different other scientists. See, in your 6th class you had about magnets, and who was the inventor of, who found, actually discovered a magnet. So there are different persons for every invention and discovery. So everything comes into our textbooks again, right? Every next minute invention or discovery will be added to a textbook, and we have to learn about it. So the worry that causing that girl is because scientists are inventing and discovering so many things, and I have to learn all about it. Such a silly reason, right? I believe you all also belong to that category only. You like as less as you can to study, not more. So there is another 2 lines that I missed. So biologists are making stem cells grow, saying it's changed the way to go. So stem cell research is very interesting, children. For a biologist, I would understand that. Stem cells are nothing but our cells that can replicate into any organ. See, we have tissues, right? We have different organs, and each organ has different shape of cells. I think you will have it in your next, 8th standard, you will study about cell and cell structure. So our body is made up of cells, and cells, same kind of cells, form into a tissue, and that tissue forms into an organ. So organs are what? Heart is an organ, are organs, kidneys are organs, brain is an organ. So each might differ in their shape. See, the shape of the cell might differ. So one cell might be like this. So these shape cells might form the brain, and some might be like this. So there is a change in the shape of the cells. And what do? They form an organ. Now all these organs have different cell structure, different function that they have to do. See, if we bring some cells, if there is some damage in the lungs, and if we need some surgery, we can't take some cells, because our body is filled with cells. We can't take some cells from any other part and attach it to lungs, because each organ has its own function. If you bring kidney cells and attach here to lungs, they won't work, because their function is different, their duties are different. So it is quite different but stem cells, they can be replicated into any cell that we want. That is what stem cell growth is about. The technology of stem cell growth is, these cells, they will transform into, they can be grown into whichever organ we want. If we have some liver transplantation or something, and you need more cells, you need more parts of the organ, then you can, when we are born, those stem cells are preserved. When you are, at the time of our birth, only we can take the stem cells. After that, we won't get the stem cells in our body. Stem cells should be taken. That is why now every hospital has the consent to preserve stem cells. We have to pay some 50,000 or something to preserve our stem cells. If at all we have any need, like any accident, or if some of our body organs fail to function, then our stem cells can be used to prepare, see, to make a heart. If our heart is not working anymore, then you can let the stem cells grow into a heart tissue, and then that can be placed. So there is a lot of research and lot of science into it. That's not necessary, but for your understanding I am telling you. So this is a very small poem, children. It is about a little girl talking to her mother about all the inventions and scientists she's studying at home, sorry, at school. And she is worried about it because she has to learn lot of things now. When there are lot of changes going on, she has to learn everything about it in the school. So that is her problem, very silly problem, right? But here she is explaining about what biologists are doing, what changes all these scientists are bringing into the world. I hope you understood. I will read this one more time and then we'll see. Mom, I don't want to go to school today cause I fear our world is in decay. I feel my teachers are part of the plot. I'm the only one who sees through the rot. Scientists are cloning pigs and sheep, saying it's change a quantum leap. Biologists are making stem cells grow, saying it's change the way to go. Geologists are finding cracks in our earth, saying it's change, predicting its birth. Archaeologists are digging up fossils and bones, saying it's change, time for clones. Yes, scientists are causing me great concern. Giving us kids means she's not only talking about herself, but she's talking about all the children in the world. Giving us kids too much to learn. So why are these people doing this? Because I have to learn everything that they're doing now. That is her concern. Very silly and funny poem. And this is written by Emma Gore. Emma Gore. Okay. Now a very small poem, and let's see what we have next, children. We have some glossary here. Plot, as I said, secret plan made to do something wrong. Plot itself. See, when we want to do something good, then we will have a plan. We will use the words like plan and idea. When we want to do something bad to somebody or to anything, then it is called a plot. Okay. See through. See through means understand what the girl is saying. I can only see through all this because teachers also are a part of this plot. That is what she said, no? Teachers are also in this plot and they are making me learn all those things, and she can understand that. That is what she is saying. The rot. The situation is getting worse. Rottening day by day. Fruits and vegetables doesn't go bad in one day, right? They will start slowly somewhere, and then slowly in another 4 to 5 days they'll rot completely. So here also the situation is getting worse. Day by day it's getting worse because lot of inventions are happening and she has to read all of them and learn about them. Cloning, producing an exact copy of an animal. Quantum leap, a sudden, great and important change. Stem cell, a basic stem cell, a basic type of cell from which all the other cells developed. Fossils, the remains of an animal or a plant which have become hard and turned into rock. Concern, worry. So these are the glossary you have. I will send this and the poem as well, so you don't have to worry about it. And next what we have few questions to answer. I will send this as well. I'm hoping you can answer the questions, please. So try and answer. It's nothing but who is the speaker of this poem? Speaker of this poem. So little girl. We don't have any names now here. So we can just say little girl. And he asked us to guess the age of that girl. How can we guess the age of that girl? When do you study about scientists? Not when we are third, second, fourth, no? So you can have an educated guess around 12 or something like that. And when you guess her age, you have to support your answer. So I already gave you an answer, which is because in first, second, third graders, you don't know about the scientists. You won't learn about scientists because it is hard for them to remember and even understand. But at your age, you will be learning about scientists. It is important for you to know about it so that it will help you to develop your ideas as well, because you will know what to do in the future. See, you might there is a chance that you will like some invention and you want to study their path. So let's see, what is the speaker's complaint? Speaker, who is the speaker in this poem? The little girl. The girl is the speaker. Who is speaking? The girl. How would you feel if a scientist cloned you? So this is a personal question. Everybody has their opinion. If somebody wants to clone me, I know I might be very excited, right? It's fun to see a copy of ourselves. But as a biologist and forensic scientist, I wouldn't like it because I know what cloning means, and it wouldn't exist for longer. What happened to Dolly? It died. When we are cloning somebody now without the use of stem cells, it will be the same, I mean it might be small, but it will be the same age as me when it is born, because they are trying to clone. If I am 36 now, then it will, the baby also will be 36 years of age. Although it will replicate me exactly in every way, the age of the cells won't change. So that is one concern they had long time ago. I don't know if it has been resolved. So it depends on you how you feel. Do you want to be cloned? If yes, give an answer. If not, why? You have to write it down. What is the speaker's concern? Which line in the poem shows it? So, what is the speaker's concern? She is concerned that the earth is, the world is rotting because of all the inventions, and she has to study all of them. Right? Now, yes, scientists are causing me great concern. How is the statement true? So, the question is, how this statement is true? It is true because every day there are inventions are going on. And what is your view about it? That girl is feeling that she has to learn lot of things. And how would you feel? You have to write in your own words. Next question. Pick out the word that describes the person who studies the life of plants and animals. So in the poem itself there is who studies about plants and animals. Life of plants. Life is different from fossils. So life will be about biology, and fossils are already dead and hard and turned into rocks. That is archaeology. What does an archaeologist do? This is also in the poem itself. So it is easy to answer. Some are your own opinions. So do write them carefully. Now, in the next Roman number, read the following lines from your poem and notice that the underlined words end with the same sound. So, rhyming words. You have been doing it from your childhood. Now, rhyming words. Mom, I don't want to go to school today. So, the sounds of the words, that is our concern, right? So, we are trying to write the rhyming words from this one. Today, decay. I'll do it from here. Today, decay. Plot, rot. Sheep, leap. Sheep, Leap. Earth, birth. See the ending words of every line in the poem. Bones, clones. Concern, learn. See here, if you see earn and earn. So that is the sound we are looking for to form a rhythm here. Now see today, decay. Don't see the beginning. See if you see the A sound is what is rhyming here. Plot, rot. Sheep, leap. Earth, birth. Bones, clones. Concern, learn. See earn and earn. So this is it for today, children. So we learnt about the reading part B, the poem, we discussed the questions, glossary, and now the rhyming words in the poem. So all I want you to do is answer the questions carefully. There is nothing much, it is all general. And whatever they ask directly, like what do archaeologists do, it is right here. Archaeologists are digging fossils and bones. So there is nothing so Greek and Latin here. Everything is simplified and easy. So try to write the poem in the notes once and then glossary, and then you answer the questions and also write the rhyming words. If you are writing a notes, please do in that manner. Put the heading it's change, reading part B from unit 2, and then write the poem, uh, write the glossary, answer the question and answers, rhyming words. That is the order. Okay. So I will send the pictures along with the video today. So that's it for today, and you all have a good day, children. Enjoy your day and keep reading and do whatever you are doing to educate yourself. Thank you, children.